Well, if you look at sort of the whole total market of the prospects that you could sell to, the prospects and suspects. Now, the majority of those might be prospects and suspects, might be either individuals or businesses depending on who you sell to, but they might not fit well with what you sell. That's the gray portion of this pie, which is actually the majority of the pie. So when you're out there selling, pretty much the majority of the people, that prospects that you interact with, or the suspects that are maybe on a list of contacts that you purchase, the majority of them probably don't need what you have, can't use it, won't buy it, and they're not able to buy it. Not able to buy it meaning in terms of maybe they're not even in the area of being able to afford what you sell, or not having a funding available. The smaller piece, these are the people that may need it. They may want it, and they possibly could be able to buy it. Now, this is the smaller piece of the pie, and I want you to realize we're not saying these are the prospects that are ready to purchase and that can purchase. These are just the prospects that are in the vicinity of potentially being able to purchase from us. And so what you want to do is you want to know that you want to be able to separate these. And you want to, when you're prospecting, you want to be sure that you're focusing on the slice, the red slice, the smaller slice, and if we kind of simplify the labels, the bigger piece is prospects that don't fit at all. Let me give you an example of one that doesn't fit at all. Let's say you sell a service or a product to businesses, and the only type of company that can use your product or service is a company that has 10 employees or more. Let's say that you reach a prospect and they have 5 employees. Well, they're in the gray. They do not fit with what you have to offer. So there's no point in trying to sell to them because they don't fit at all. So we want to find, and now let's say we come across a company that has 12 employees and they meet some of the other general characteristics. Now, we don't know if they are a perfect fit, but we know that because they meet some of the general characteristics, they're in the red. And so this is our first line of determining are these prospects we should screen out or pursue. But if we take that one step further, of the portion that may fit, there are the prospects that do fit, that we determine that there is a fit. And so some of these might be prospects that, yes, they have the right number of employees, they're the right size, they're in the right geographic area. There's potential for a fit. And then we determine that they have the exact problems that we can fix. And that's a big thing there, because if they're a fit from like a geographic demographic standpoint, current environment, but everything is great, then they're in the red and they're in the right quadrant, but there's not a fit because they don't need what we have. Everything's working pretty well. But if they have the problems that you can help to resolve, then there is a fit. And if we take that one step further, there's this thin slice of the blue piece where there is a fit, and it fits now. Because you could determine that a prospect has the problems that you can fix, but maybe they're tied into a contract with a current vendor, which means there's a fit, but not a fit right now. So the fit is in a year when the contract expires. But there is that thin sliver, and that's ultimately what we're looking for. That green sliver there is what we're trying to pursue. Now, when we're trying to pursue that, we can fall into 2 different traps. One is that we try to sell to everybody. We go out there and we try to sell to the entire pie. Every prospect, and what this looks like is any prospect that answers the phone or that you cross paths with, you try to sell to. Let me give you an example. So let's say we buy a list of contacts that have businesses on it, and remember with the same example, we can only sell to companies that have 10 employees or over. Now, this list might not have the number of employees, or the data might be inaccurate. But we call someone and we get them on the phone, and we try to schedule a meeting with them, and they take our meeting, and we go out and we meet with them. But once we get out there, we realize they only have 5 employees. Well, that's an example of trying to sell to anybody, Tell anybody and everybody. They took our call. We scheduled the appointment, and we're trying to sell, and that prospect is in the gray here. And what happens there is that we wasted time. There was an opportunity cost where we drove across town, we spent a couple hours, we met with them, and that could have been time spent meeting with another prospect. Now you might say, well, I didn't have any other meetings, so I'm going to put every meeting I can on the calendar. So I'm not giving up one meeting for that meeting because I'm light on meetings, and it's just about getting meetings and getting activity. And I will say there are some managers that manage by activity, so you just want to get meetings. But at the end of the day, you could have spent that 2 hours prospecting or doing something else to find to work towards getting meetings with prospects that aren't in the gray of the don't fit zone here. So the other trap that we can fall into is only focusing on the green. We talk to prospects and we're only out there looking for the ones that fit now. I sell this. Are you looking to buy this? Let me give you an example. On LinkedIn, my title is CEO or owner or whatever. So I get a lot of prospecting emails that come in, and the emails, a lot of them, they basically say something like this: I work for this company, we sell this. Are you looking to buy this? Right? And now a lot of times I'm never looking to buy what they're selling, or I'm definitely not looking to probably buy it from someone who sends me a cold email on LinkedIn. And we have tips for how to send better emails on LinkedIn. But one important thing here with this example is that what if I do buy what they're selling from time to time? And their email, it basically says, do you need this right now? Whether they use those exact words or not, that's what they're asking. And the reality is that the odds of them sending that email and sending it at the time that I actually need it are really low. I could be in the blue zone of this pie, meaning they're a fit. I potentially buy what they need, but it's not a fit right now. So because they're operating with this only looking for that it fits now type of prospect, they're missing out. Maybe they should be having an approach that includes the blue piece here, or make it bigger to focus on the red also of prospects that just may be a fit and have a different approach.